everyone, I'm Captain Logan, and welcome to the Platforming Hour. Today I'm going to play some Super Mario Maker. Let's put 1 hour on the clock right now and get rolling, shall we? This game has only been out for a couple of days as of this recording, and by the time I put this up, it'll have been out for a couple of weeks. But I've been playing it like mad all weekend, and let's begin with a little bit of Course World. I want to do a little bit of game playing and show you what the 100 Mario Challenge is like. Start a new game here. So what this does is it randomizes people's levels that have been uploaded online, and you play kind of a potpourri of different user-created levels, which is super fantastic. I think it's really neat that there is a mode like this that lets you Goombas falling and climbing. You don't need an apostrophe there. Let's have some grammar, shall we? You get to play you get to actually unlock some things by playing other people's levels, which I think is really neat. That's how you get a lot of the skins, the outfits that Mario can wear, like Sonic and Luigi and Zelda characters and Pokemon characters. There's 100 different costumes, and originally I thought that you could only get them by having amiibos, and that allows you to unlock them automatically. I got the Sonic one so that I could play with Sonic right away. This one is ultra hard. Look at all these Goombas. But it turns out that it's also all in game, which is really nice. By the way, they give you 100 lives to beat 16 levels with, and sometimes you need them. Now the nice thing is, if levels are just too difficult or you don't like them, you can just press select and go through them. And I may actually pass this one here if I don't beat it in a second. It's just a lot of Goombas falling, and apparently after a while they'll also start climbing. Nintendo does not allow you to upload a level unless you prove that you can beat it. So just before you upload a level... Oh, man! Well, we're making a little bit of progress. Just before you upload a level, you have to beat it first, and then it allows you to upload it, and you start with only 10 uploads, but apparently there's ways to unlock more. I'm going to show you some different facets of this game. I thought it'd be fun to start off with this and look at some random user-created levels. Why don't we pass this one and try another one? I just want to kind of sample this for you, because I know a lot of folks are really interested in this game that don't have a Wii U and just haven't bought that system yet. So I thought I'd sample it for you and show you what you're able to do with this program. The level creator, and we'll look at that a little bit later, we'll briefly make a level, and I'll show you what it looks like, is just absolutely outstanding. It is really intuitive, it's pretty powerful, there's quite a lot you can do with it. It is somewhat limiting, and I may talk a little bit later about the ways in which it's limiting, although I have discovered things in some of these user levels that I haven't figured out how to do yet, and allegedly I've unlocked everything in the level creator, but I suspect that there is some other stuff that I either haven't figured out how to do yet, or is something that I'll unlock down the road. But the level creator is incredibly simple to use. My 5-year-old Jason made a level having not used it yet and needing very little guidance at all in about 10 or 15 minutes, and it was a perfectly playable level. I might show you that after a while. But man, this is a game I was so excited for when Dan and I talked about the games that came out, or that were advertised at E3 this year. This was at the top of my can't wait for list, and it overall has not disappointed. Now, I have some qualms here and there, most of them super minor, nothing major. This is definitely a game that I am going to be playing like crazy. This strikes me as a very kind of Minecraft sort of thing, where you spend your initial $60, but you're not going to necessarily just play it over a weekend or over a couple of weeks. This is obviously being a level creator sort of game, and I guess that's kind of a genre at this point with things like Minecraft and Little Big Planet and stuff like that. It's a game that's meant to be endless, that has a lot of replay value. You can keep playing because it's not a linear play it and you're finished sort of game, or even a 100% it and you're done sort of game. It's a game that you get to create yourself, and so the possibilities are endless. And I think in this particular case, the possibilities really are endless. The idea that you can get a game now where you can play endless side-scrolling Mario games forever is really, really, really exciting to me. And you can see right here, I'm playing levels that I've never played before, that a lot of them are super fun and you know, worth playing. And you're getting to see other people just like you, what their imaginations come up with, and just what this level creator is capable of. Originally, this thing, and from all over the world. Originally, this game was intended as in-house software for game developers at Nintendo to create Mario levels with. And it was decided that it would be a marketable game, and apparently originally the lead designer was considering making and I can't remember, his name is escaping. I can't remember if that was the guy who recently passed away or someone else. But anyway, the idea originally, believe it or not, was to put out a new version of Mario Paint. And when they were working on, I love, by the way, that you can put springs on top of each other like that. When they were working on the software as an in-house designer, they decided ultimately that it would that this would be something that people would be more interested in instead of just a paint program, because you know, there's plenty of that kind of stuff around now. And I don't know about anybody else, but when I was a kid playing Mario Paint, I was imagining myself making levels. It felt like almost a tease, and as fun as that game was back in the day, it felt almost like a tease where like you'd be painting something that looked like a Mario level, because you had these stamps. You didn't just I almost got it. You had these stamps that looked like Mario sprites, and you'd put them together to make a level, or what looked like, you know, a level, but of course it wasn't real level. You didn't get to play it. It was just stills, and I'm gonna die here again because I didn't get that mushroom. And this was a thing that I imagined back then and have been sort of waiting for 20 years, in a way. I honestly didn't think we'd ever get a Mario level creator. It just never even occurred to me. And of course, if this is really popular, I imagine more stuff like this. Oh, so you have to bring that spring up, eh? Alright. I imagine this will happen for other things. I know that a lot of people are really wanting a Sonic level creator. Oh, okay, I guess there was another one there. Well, now we got 4. A lot of people are really jonesing for a Sonic creator. I almost had it. I was almost there. Wave race. You almost had it. As evidenced by all of the people who have been posting levels trying to make a Mario rendition of Green Hill Zone. I've seen more than one, and specifically Green Hill Zone. And that's funny. So you go in there, and of course you're wearing the Sonic skin, or you can get the Sonic skin out of a question block. When I was, I want to say 10 or 12, a friend of mine and oh, that's what happened. I accidentally grabbed that. Always accidentally throw the springs. Well, that's probably not going to get me quite high enough. I want to try to beat this one because this earlier, and of course you have to remember which version you're playing. If you're new to this, I'm kind of jumping all over the place trying to decide what to mention when here for folks that haven't gotten to play this yet. But when you're creating levels, you are I missed it again. You can make levels from original Super Mario Brothers, Mario 3, Mario World, which is of course my favorite, and also, I don't know why I keep getting that, and also Mario, New Super Mario Brothers, which is what this is. And of course each of those games has different mechanics, and they have by and large left those mechanics intact, although that's where some of my qualms come from. Some of the stuff that's missing or just different for really no good reason. I'm not doing a very good job of putting that up there. But anyway, so you have to remember those mechanics, and I've been playing Mario for so long, and so many different versions that I'm gonna go ahead and pass this and look at another level. I got really close on that. I've been doing this, doing Mario games for so long that I'm not having any trouble really going between them, but I'm sure some folks that aren't, oh, that's what that does, cool. Real quick, let me mention this. I just read about this earlier today, or I would have no idea what that was and how it was accomplished. That is the giant Mario mushroom that you're able to get to use if you get the big pixelated Mario Mario Amiibo. It's actually really small. It's in this super tiny packaging. The packaging is hard enough to see, but then actually, no, an Amiibo, which came out, I guess coinciding with this, and of course I don't have that, so I haven't been able to use it, but I guess what it does is it makes your Mario giant, and then it tries to make it look like it's in an old-fashioned TV. I think that's kind of fun. Cool, I finally got to see that. Luckily, you don't have to have those things in order to play levels that include that stuff. I don't know how that Lakitu is throwing two different kinds of mushrooms. See, like I said, there's stuff that I don't know, I haven't figured out how to do yet. Unless there's something else up there throwing that as well, but it sure looks like it's both coming from that one Lakitu. Crazy. Anyway, what I started to say earlier, I hit the Lakitu. What I started to say earlier is that if you're not really used to going between these games, or like you're really good at one but you haven't played some of the others as much, you might not be aware that New Super Mario Brothers has a wall jump, for instance, or you might forget that you can't pick up shells in original Super Mario Brothers, that kind of thing. One thing that I'm really appreciating though is that somehow or rather the controls, they feel right for each game, but they also don't feel so different that it's hard to go between them, and I'm not sure how that was accomplished. Yeah, I did another one. But like, I'm not having any trouble going from original Mario to Mario 3 to, say, this one, and yeah, I mean, I will say that the controls, and my wife complains about this, and I think she's right, the controls for New Super Mario Brothers are a little bit looser than the others, but with this game, I'm not noticing it as much going between them. I guess the most dramatic and jarring, if it's jarring at all, is probably going from any of them to New Super Mario Brothers. But other than that, it's been very easy to go between them. There are a lot of mechanics. There are some level mechanics, or rather elements, I should say, that have been added. By the way, this being able to wear a helmet thing is new to this game. That wasn't in, as far as I'm aware, any of the other Mario games. So they've there's at least that one mechanic that they've added, which I think is really neat. I'll show you that here in a second, if it'll let me. Okay, yeah, it's. Let me throw this and see if it'll come out, so I can show you. There we go. Oh no, it didn't. I'll try it again. Well, there we go. So see, you get that weird helmet, and then if something comes down on top of you, it'll just bounce. If another metal thing or anything hard comes down on top of you, it'll just bounce off now. Like this stomp. I wonder what happens. Oh, that's fun. I hadn't done that yet. That's hilarious. Anyway, there are some level elements. I guess you can't do it, or no, I guess I just got hit by one of those bullets. There are some elements that have not been in certain games that they wanted to make uniform throughout so that you could effortlessly go between different styles. Now, when you save a level, you're not able to jump around. That's a very loud motorcycle. You're not able to jump around between different styles. Well, how in the world would you ever get in there? Is that just for effect? But while you're making a level, you can jump between styles, and of course, if you were to put in something that wasn't in any of the other games, it would be kind of difficult to deal with that. It would be like, what would it turn into? Now there are a couple of exceptions where it does turn into something else, but they're mostly small innocuous things like the oh, that's weird. They put a bullet bill launcher on top of a Bowser. That's awesome. One of the things that's really fun about playing other people's levels, of course, is that you discover things you didn't know you could do, and it'll inspire you to try fun, crazy things. That was an enjoyable level. I really liked that one. But anyway, I'm getting very distracted. I'm basically trying to review the game while playing the game, and that always makes you kind of distracted. It's quite the challenge. Anyway, oh, you know what? I think I played this one earlier. Or no, it's just very similar. I mean, what are the odds that you play one you've played already? Especially once this has been out a couple months. Because, I mean, we're only... Right now, this game's only been out for about 48 hours, 50-something hours. But, you get things like... Really, the only one I can think of where it's different at all in between them is the costume skin thing. That reminds me a little bit of the Donkey Kong Country level, or like one of the special bonus things. You remember when you get the any of the 3 animals, and then you have to run around and get all the bananas? That looked a lot like that to me. But like the skins only work in the 8-bit version, so the 8-bit aesthetic. So if you try to put that in a level that is not the 8-bit, it just turns into a special item from that game. So if you do it in New Super Mario Brothers, it just turns into the helicopter suit, the propeller hat suit. But by and large, everything else you're able to do in between games, even if they weren't there in the first place. So don't move, just jump. Good to know. Sometimes the titles are instructions, and it's nice that they give you the instructions, or it might take you a little bit of time to figure it out. Although this one, I imagine folks would figure out here after a bit of just doing it. But concentrate. I'm underestimating, or I'm undershooting that jump there. I gotta wait a sec. So like there are chain chomps and thwomps now in 8-bit. And ghosts. Booze. It's been really fun to see what these like approximations of what these things retroactively, not making that retroactively after they existed might have looked like if we had created them that early. And I think that is super fun. Let me see if I can get through this level real quick. Okay, I'm gonna try one more time. I'm still doing that exactly the same way. Let's try again. Good job, Ryan. Your level's really tough, but I like it. Okay, I'm gonna try this just one more time, because I am not getting that jump. It's really hard not to want to just jump right away. And I think the other thing too, see, it says just to jump, but I'm so used to running and jumping, and getting some momentum and some distance. Yeah. Well, we'll go ahead and skip this one. I think even, I'm not sure, but I think even including this mode, you have a record of all the levels you played before. So I'm going to go back and try all these that I'm not doing right now. And I wouldn't usually quit as quickly as I am here. I'm just trying to give you guys a cool sampling of all the different things that you can do with this game based on what a lot of folks are doing. One of the reasons I love this 100-man mode. Oh, this is fun. Look at all this fish. People are loving being able to stack stuff on top of each other. There's a lot of things that you can do in the creator here that we've never seen or rarely seen in other games. And that's not to say, of course, that everything that you've ever seen in a Mario game is possible in this, but there's a lot of room for growth, and I imagine down the road we'll either see... Those Goombas look dead, and I think that's hilarious. Oh, how did he do that? These Goombas work like those fish that stay asleep until they come and get you. How did we accomplish that? Because I don't think they just naturally do that, do they? Wow, that's crazy. Of course, I had to create some new like behavior and physics for the Goombas because they're not usually underwater, and you used to not be able to jump on anything really in underwater Mario level, but you can the Goombas in this, and there might be a couple other things as well. But what was I saying? You know, not. Oh man, World 1-1. People are doing all kinds of crazy things. Oh, okay, this is just this guy's World 1-1. I think a lot of people are probably probably just numbering things like they're creating their own games. That's actually one of my beefs with this game, is that you can't create an 8-world game that you can just play all the way through. You can make a world, or at least not that oh, there we go. At least I have not figured out how to do it if it's possible. Like, you can put several, 4 levels in a row and make a world and then play through the world, and then, like, your 1-ups and things, count towards your next world, although you don't keep any power-ups into the next one, which is unfortunate. But then after that, you just, you just stop, and then you can play the next world if you want to, but it doesn't keep track of anything you've done already, so you can't play it through like a game. I'm not in love with that. I started creating an 8-world game. I'm halfway done with it, and it would have been really fun to be able to just go all the way through. And here, after a while, I'll show you a few levels from the 8 course or the 8-world game that I'm working on. I think I'm getting better and better at level creating as I'm doing it. As I said, it's really, really simple to make these things, but that doesn't mean, of course, that everything you make is going to be a brilliant design just because they give you the tools. I want to talk about the unlocking thing for a minute, because that's the thing that people are really irritated about. I'm glad that they did the day 1 patch. At first, they were going to make you wait 9 days before you can unlock everything, and my assumption is that was just to make sure that everybody actually, used all the tools and they didn't get overwhelmed. And I feel like just having the stuff unlockable and not giving it to you all at once already accomplishes that. And I don't have a problem with that, but the idea that every day, if you played the game for a few minutes, you'd get a new package of tools you could work with, but you didn't get everything. But you couldn't get everything the same day if you played for a few hours. I wasn't in love with that, and I think it was totally fair that people were annoyed about that. It was really cool of Nintendo to go ahead and put out a patch for it right away after so many people complained about it. Because if you think about it, you almost would have hoped that they would have staved off opening the online mode until after that, really, because first day you get a bunch of levels with the the first package of stuff, and the second day you'd see a bunch of stuff with the new package, and it would have been really silly. As I said, I don't mind having to unlock the stuff because it's kind of fun, sort of like opening trading cards. It's kind of it's kind of fun to see what you get, and if you haven't if you haven't been reading up and looking at all the videos and stuff before the game came out, and you knew that was gonna happen. That was very Sonic the Hedgehog. Then you get to be surprised, and it would be kind of fun to do that. So I don't have a problem with that. Now, is that going to be a pitfall trap, or no? You can actually go down there. Okay, this level is very decently designed. Decently in both ways. It's designed well, and it's also being this person is a decent human being for not making that a death trap. The way it's set up now after the patch, and it's a real patch. It's not something you have to download. That you have to go out of your way to download like I thought it might. You just turn the thing on, and if you're connected to the internet, you've got it. So what you do, or so what it does now is if you work on a level for at least 5 minutes, then every 15 minutes after that, or so, you'll get the next package of stuff. So I got everything unlocked the first night. Assuming I have everything, as I said, every now and again I see something and I'm like, I don't know how you did that. One thing I haven't figured out how to do yet is to have multiple sections of a level that you get to through doors and through pipes. Like I can make a pipe that'll lead you to a bonus section that then takes you back to the level, but I haven't figured out how to make a level in multiple sections and that you have to access through a pipe, and that's a thing that I've been seeing people do, and it looks like it's pretty unlimited. I've seen people do at least up to at least 3 or 4 different sections of a level, sort of like you get with pretty much every castle in Mario World. But it is nice to be forced to play with all the tools before you get a new set, so that you know what everything does. And as I said, nothing's super complicated, but it kind of inspires you to do creative things with a limited set of tools. Limitations, and I guess this is something I can talk about when I show you the creator, which I'll probably do here in a minute. Maybe I'll just beat this level here, and then we'll make a quick level together. So for instance, something I was talking about earlier, you see that piranha plant that's like flying right now and shooting stuff at you? That's a Mario 3 piranha plant, or one of the Mario 3 piranha plants, and now you get to see what it would look like in 8-bit. That's about what that would probably look like in 8-bit. I should probably have tried to get a mushroom before I came down here. Some people have complained that you can't make levels any longer than you can in this, and you can't make them go any higher than you can. Some of those limitations I think are kind of fair, just for the online community. I think it's nice to limit people so that the levels just aren't absolutely insane. Yes, it's good that I could just stand here all day. I forgot that's gonna be unlimited. Yes, it's good that a person has to be able to beat their own level, but they might know some the one secret way you can beat it, where there's that one invisible block you need, and that's it. And if you don't know where it is, inside of this extremely obnoxiously huge level, then you'll never get out alive. So that's unfair. I feel like the quality control with some of the limitations is really good. It may be, again, down the line with either a second release, and this thing is already getting, critically acclaimed and popular enough. Yes! And popular enough that I would expect that we'll either get another release down the road, or we'll get some downloadable content where there'll be some new things that you can put in and some different kind of mechanics that you can add, and possibly even something I would imagine would be allowing people to, I agree, that was a good level, allowing people to go in and make larger levels, or maybe kind of earn the right to get to do certain things that you can't otherwise, by proving that they make good levels and that they're playing by the rules. So now I'm going to go into the course maker and let's make a quick level, and I'll show you what some of the tools look like. Got about half an hour left here in the platforming hour, so I'll make a level for you, and then we can play a couple levels that I've made. Okay, so first of all, we gotta decide what kind of level we want to make, and I'm gonna go with, and of course you can change this midstream, but I've been making a lot of Mario World levels because the 8-course, or the 8, I keep saying course, the 8-world game that I'm working on is all in the Mario World aesthetic. So let's do a Mario U level. Why not? Let's not do water. Why don't we make a just regular ground level. I'll use the rocket ship here. One of my favorite things about this, I was talking earlier about Mario Paint, is that the inspiration for a lot of this came from Mario Paint, since there was going to be a Mario Paint follow-up. So there are a lot, if you're familiar with Mario Paint, you'll notice a lot of things in this that are from Mario Paint. And so like the interface looks a lot like it. The rocket ship erases the whole thing. It doesn't take as long as it used to, of course. The robot saves it. There's the place that shows all the levels you've made is inside of like a robot machine thing, just like in Mario Paint. Another thing that I'd love to see added later, or in another release, and by the way, I don't think having a second release for this would be terrible, where it's like, as long as all the levels people have made already would be accessible through the online for that game, because it'd be cool to have some extra aesthetics and things. I'm not sure how in the world you could put Mario 2, and when I say I mean the Doki Doki Panic version, the American Mario 2, I'm not sure how in the world you could do that and make it, and I'm sure that's why it's not here, and go between. But if you allowed for some more aesthetics and some more elements and mechanics that you were just isolated to a particular game version, particular aesthetic, that it'd be cool to see Mario 2. So the understanding would just be, okay, you're in Mario 2 mode now, so here's the limited menu you have. But then the menu is already limited by game to a degree, because when you're not by game, I guess, so much as by kind of level. Because, for instance, if you, okay, so this is your ground. And these are your hard blocks that you can't break through, right? When you're playing in the regular, when you're making like a regular outside level. But if you go for the underground, all of a sudden they change. And same thing with, say, a castle. So, I mean, we've already got it built in to where if you're doing a certain kind of thing, your menus change. So, I mean, that's a thing that could totally be added down the road, and or in some other version. I mean, like in a later release. Something else I want to mention before we start making this level is another thing I don't really care for is it would be, or rather something I wish was here, not a big deal that it's not, but something I'd love to see in maybe another release, or as downloadable content, is we've got the ships from Mario 3, which they've made new level music to make it work in the other aesthetics, and of course they've created the aesthetic for the different styles for the flying ships. So that's super cool. But since we've got, somebody's calling me. Since we've got the flying ships, wouldn't it be really cool if we also had the other really basic kind of level, which is the air levels from Mario 3. And they don't have to always scroll, because it's really nice. They got it set up here to where you can auto-scroll or not, and you can change speeds, so that's really cool. But partly, I wish we had that just so that we'd have the Mario 3 and Mario World Sky music. I kind of missed that. But anyway, I mean, it's not a big deal. I also miss flying fish, and there might be a way to do it, but I haven't figured it out yet. Where like when I put wings on fish, they just drop. I'm not sure what that's about. Let's see if there is a way to do it. So here's a fish. Sometimes when you shake things, they change. Oh, that makes him red. Okay, now he is a flying fish. Nope, he's not a flying fish. He'll bounce without water, so that's good. Maybe if I put wings on him. Now, is he gonna actually? No, he's not flying. So that's a thing. Now maybe they did that because it would have been a weird mechanic to have it actually like come from the bottom and shoot out, but then we're already doing that with fireballs, so why not? Here's some fireballs. And they do that. So, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, so as I said, this interface is super easy to use. You don't have to drag and drop everything. A lot of things you select and then you just put them down. You do everything with a stylus. You can also just use your finger, but it's much more precise if you have a small implement. And let's go ahead and just start making a level, and I'll show you what we can make this look like. So, go up here a little bit. Let's make kind of a floaty level. I like floaty levels, as I was just discussing. So we'll use some of these donut platforms. I'm not gonna make a real complex level here because I just want you guys to get to see what this is like. So what I generally like to do is I like to start with some platforms and some ground and things and just kind of have a foundation. And then after I have my foundation, I'll start putting in enemies and blocks and coins and things. Make this a little bit longer. Let's see, and then we'll make that a jump. By the way, it's not using the camera or anything. That hand that you see is not my hand. That's just a generic hand. That's hilarious because not everybody's hand looks like that. You know, in fact, that looks so much like my hand that at first I wasn't sure if it was my hand or not, and then I decided that was impossible. And then after a while, it became very obvious that was not my hand. And I was like, oh, well, that's going to irritate some people because not everybody's hands look like that. Okay. Yeah, let's make that jump a little harder. There's the eraser guy. Little eraser guy, not to be confused with eraser head. Okay, so we've got our basic platforms in here, and let's start adding some question blocks and things. Here's the invisible question blocks. Put a helicopter suit in there. I really like bloopers, as you can tell from my shirt, so I'm gonna make this a blooper level. Let's have some bloopers. And that doesn't mean a level where I screw up the level. That's not what I mean when I say a blooper level. Blooper, blooper, and then let's make a couple of giant bloopers, shall we? Giant blooper. One of the things I love about this game is that with the soundtrack and the sound effects and everything, it makes the level creator an experience. And of course, you could very easily just turn off the sound. I've been doing some of this weekend. I've been rewatching Heroes in anticipation for Heroes Reborn. So I've turned off the sound and just making levels while I'm watching that. But if you want to completely immerse yourself, it still feels like you're playing a video game while you're doing the creator. I think that's really fun. I love that. I think it's absolutely inspired this notion of there's a voice that says the name of the thing you put in, and at the same tone, almost as if it's singing as the music. So if you let's contrive a reason to put a bunch of blocks in here. So while you're listening to that voice, you can hear it like saying what you're putting in super fast when you put things in really quickly and along with the music. And that's really cool. This is New Super Mario Brothers, so we have a ground pound. So, it's always good to think a little bit about the mechanics of the game that you're playing, or the version that you're making a level for, because of course it would be pointless to put anything in those blocks right there if this were if we were making an original Mario Brothers level. Because you couldn't really get into them unless you did some side ones that you could hit with a shell. Okay, so we got that, and let's put in some other crazy things. Let's see, we'll put in Dry Bones. Dry Bones was my favorite character to play as in Mario Kart Wii, and I really hate that we didn't get him in the new one. I think Mario Kart on the Wii U is one of, if not the greatest Mario Kart. Except it doesn't have that. So something else that's really fun about this game, of course, is that you can, unlike really any Mario game that came before, you'll see bad guys inside question marks, and you can put anything in a pipe. Now, there have been games with lots of other things in pipes, but, as you saw in some of the levels we looked at earlier, you can put coins in pipes, and we could put... Oh, that'd be mean. Let's put a hammerhead in a pipe. Does he actually go in the pipe? I'm assuming he's in the pipe. Okay. What else? What other crazy things should we do? Let's make one of these pipes a pipe you can go down. Oh, it looks like it's not going to let me if there's something else in it already. Okay. Or maybe I just did it wrong. Let's try that again, because that's actually a thing I'm curious about. I haven't tried that yet. Oops. Something that's a minor irritation that you gotta be careful of is if you're placing a thing that you can just place anywhere by holding it and dragging it, and a whole bunch of them get placed. If you try to drag, you're not gonna drag, because you're just gonna make a bunch of them, but other things you can't just drag, so you wanna make sure and pull it from the top and just drag it down. Oh yes, I can, okay. You should be able to do that, because even in the original Super Mario Brothers, you could go down pipes that had piranha plants in them. Okay, let's drag this over here. I'm just gonna make a tiny bonus level thing here. There we go. So when you do that, you make just a one-screen bonus level that doesn't, or bonus section area rather, that doesn't move. So put that there. You don't need this for it to stay up there; it'll stay there by itself. Some things don't, of course. If you put a here, let's put some bullet launchers in here. If you put a bullet launcher in midair like that, it'll just fall. Whoa! So You know, make sure you have something underneath that. The launcher there. And then what we'll do is, let's see, how do I want to contrive this? Let's put some bricks on the bottom. Boom, boom, boom. That's going to be maybe a little bit too hard if you're big. Okay. So there we go. Again, this isn't a brilliant level or anything, but it's just kind of showing you what you can do. Let's also get some coins in here. Press the S button, that takes you back to the start. Have some kind of cool obstacle here. How about some chain chomps? I think it's fun to attach chain chomps to these rails. Okay, and then you can actually, as you saw me do a couple times earlier, you can demo it inside the editor anytime you want to, so you can tell when you can make it, you know, whether or not you can make a jump, or how difficult a bit is going to be, and you can try to play through the whole level if you want to in here, although whenever you die, it'll just stop you right where you are in the editor, which is really helpful. Something else you can do is you can turn on this little Mario icon there on the left, and then as you play, it'll show you exactly the path that you took. Actually, you can turn that on and off. You don't actually have to turn that on before you do it, but I wanted to show you what it looks like. So if I found this really helpful, partly to figure out just how far a jump's going to take. So if you want it to be like the maximum difficulty level, you can tell, you know, how you jumped. But also, if you want to try to make like a jump path of coins, that's always really fun too. So you know, you could take a coin and start here and actually make a path of coins and follow where you've been. Just take out the extraneous ones here. It's almost like McDonald's arches. So then, so anyway, you know, that's a thing you can do. Okay, why don't we play our little level here, and then I'll just show you some other levels that I've made. Of something else that I just realized is that I didn't really put any other power-ups except for that one in there. Well, I guess it's not a big deal. It's probably enough for this tiny level. Let's try again. Here we go. I guess I did put some power-ups down here, so that counts. Of course, I put some scary things in here too. Oh, okay. I messed that up. I totally forgot. This is just a trial and error thing that you discover while doing it, but those, so if I were serious about this level, that's the thing I'd want to change, but those are, of course, when you hit them, they're going to go down instead of up, so they just disappear automatically. Now, I feel like there have been games, I couldn't tell you which ones exactly, where when you hit them from above like that, you can still get them up top, but not in this. Biggest irritation that I have as far as inconsistencies from other games are really with Mario World, and maybe I'll show you that real quick. So there's a little level. So we made a level. Oh! I guess I could have saved that first. I wasn't really planning on using that, but anyway, there's a level. Okay, so... Oh, you know what? This doesn't need to be the same. Real quick, let me show you kind of a thing I find annoying. Some of the mechanics in Mario World are not quite right, and mostly having to do with Yoshi. Again, not a big deal or anything, but I do find it strange that when you get a Yoshi, where's my Yoshi egg? Yoshi egg. There it is. So you get a Yoshi, you can move him around. He used to, if memory serves, and I could be mistaken, but I thought that when you got a Yoshi, you could walk in front of him, but you could get on top of him. And in this, you just knock him right off, just like that. It adds a weird degree of difficulty when you're trying to deal with getting a Yoshi. And the other thing is if you have two Yoshis, the other one doesn't turn into a 1-up mushroom, it just turns into another Yoshi, and you have two Yoshis, and I guess you can probably not... Oh, see, now you can walk right in front of them. That's really strange. I will say that it's really cool that you can use Yoshi in a castle now. I mean, there are rules, but then there are no rules. I mean, it's really fun, some of the things that they've made it possible to do now. So, Yoshi can be in a castle now, and it's also fun that when you get on Yoshi, they have added the Yoshi music, because, he always had a kind of a rhythm track, kind of a bongo track behind every level, using the same song when you jumped on him. And so now we've got one for castles. That never existed before, so that's a new thing that we've had to add to this to keep that consistent. That's really cool. And that's why those couple little things are kind of annoying to me, because everything else is so right. Here's another weird thing that's different with Yoshi, and I don't know why we did this, especially because you can only use Yoshi, I'm pretty sure. I haven't tried putting Yoshi in 3 or 1, but I don't think you can use him there. Pretty sure the Yoshi egg just disappears. Let's see, actually. Curious now. Does the Yoshi egg just disappear? Yes, now it's the boot for 3. Okay. And I guess they decided to not try to come up with anything else for 1, so they just put the boot in 1. That boot, people love it. It was in 1 level in Mario 3, and they've made it like a regular thing in this game, and that's really fun. You can also take the boot and turn it into a stiletto, which I think is hilarious. My wife said that makes it all-inclusive. She thought that was hilarious. Okay, so anyway, the other thing I wanted to show you that I thought was weird with Yoshi, I don't mean to be a stickler about this, but it's something I miss a little bit. And I don't know if New Super Mario Bros. Does this differently or not, because I haven't played it on the Wii U, and I don't remember if Yoshi was in the Wii one or not, because I haven't played that in a long time, but they've got Yoshi for New Super Mario Bros. In this game, and he doesn't do it there either, so here's what I'm talking about. Let's say you have a Koopa Troopa.
Let's go.
And you get on Yoshi. Oh, hold on.
Let's go.
Alright, so we get on Yoshi, we eat the Koopa Troopa. In Mario World, you would shoot fire, and different colors of shells would give you different things. Now, all the different colors of shells aren't in this, so that's probably why they did that. But it is just weird to me, because I'm such a big fan of Mario World, that I can't shoot fire when I do that. However, and this might be the only thing that's like this, but something that's awesome. I hope you folks don't think that I'm complaining too much about this game. I'm just showing you the couple of annoying things I found. For the most part, it's genius. I'm really in love with it. But anyway, here is something else that I think is really fun.
Let's go.
You get on Yoshi, and when you shoot the dry bones, it shoots 3 bones, which is really fun and totally helpful when you run into it. How much time have we got left here on today's platforming hour? Just 4 minutes. Okay, I'm going to show you guys a couple levels that I've made then. We were in this editor longer than I had anticipated, but there are a lot of things I wanted to talk about. Let's go ahead and go to Coursebot. It's weird at the beginning of the game in the main menu when it says it's got 2 things you can select. One says make and one says play, and it's weird that you have to go in the make, as far as I can tell, to get the Coursebot, because Coursebot is where all the levels you've made are. Instead of just going to play, because when you go to play, it just gives you the option to play the 10 Mario Course thing. I should mention that real quick if you're not familiar with the game. I'm trying to make this something fun for people to watch if you've played this or you haven't. I've had a whole hour, so I've been able to kind of review as I go along. So the game gives you a bunch of kind of mini levels, pre-made levels, and they're really good, but of course they're tiny, mostly just to kind of give you a sense of different things you can do and inspire you to make levels and to try different things in levels. And so that's all that's there as far as new levels to play. I feel like we could have had another brand new, full-length 8-course Mario game made exclusively with the software that you have to make levels yourself. I would have liked to have seen that. My complaint with side-scrolling Mario for a long time has been in a day and age where we've had 2 Mario Galaxy games and Mario 64 and the 3D games that are sometimes even bigger than actually I think in all 3 of those cases you could make the case that they're bigger than an 8-world Mario game. Why are we still making 8-world side-scrolling Mario games? Why not have one that's a lot bigger? We have the capacity. I think a couple of the modern games have even been smaller than Mario World was, and I think that's really kind of strange, but this solves that problem, and you kind of got to wonder, now that we're playing all these levels made by just people like me sitting at home playing the game, playing Mario Maker, you've got to wonder if Nintendo now will be able to sell side-scrolling Mario games, or if they're even going to try, what that's going to be like. Now, having said that, this has not made me not want to go back and play, all the old levels and all the old games that I knew and loved, because they have their own charm, and the overworld mechanics or the maps or whatever, for the ones that have that, of course, are a selling point. That's another thing that would be fun to add down the road, where you make a whole game and you get to also make your maps that you put levels in. And I could kind of see that down the road. Okay, I'm gonna show you a couple levels real quick. We might go a little bit over time. Here is that silly level that I made when we brought the channel back, that I put up and showed you. Here's what it looks like just playing it. This, of course, was not meant to be a challenging level, but just simply a fun thing to do to celebrate the return from hiatus, and because I was having a lot of fun making things, so I couldn't help myself. You'll hear my voice here in a second. That was not me adding that in post in the video. That's actually a feature in this. The sound effects that you can do.
We're back!
there's my voice. We're back.
Oh yeah, Mario time.
Okay, we are right at time. I'm going to show you a couple levels here real quick before I close out. And thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Now, down the road, I might play through my whole crazy... I put these down here at what this is calling World 9 just to separate it out. But I might, down the road, play all through my whole crazy game here. And I'm not done with this by any means. And a lot of these I'll probably go back and, doctor and add things to. But the idea was to have an 8-world game that's the booze and other things from ghost houses invade the Mushroom Kingdom. So all of this has kind of a horror theme, and like a World 4 here, this is called World 12. World 4 here is all kind of a ghost puns. So we have Ghost Ship, Ghost in the Shell, and a Ghost in the Machine. Here, I'll show you a Ghost in the Shell. I just made this one last night. I actually couldn't put a ghost in a shell, so it's more like ghost on some shells. Speaking of Yoshi, so you can put a ghost on a shell, and if you knock out the shell, the ghost remains. There's a star down here. So what I'll do here is I'll jump off Yoshi. I keep forgetting how to get off Yoshi because, oh, I can actually, it actually just pops up close enough that I can get to. Okay. The button where you get off Yoshi is different than it was in 5, than it was in the Super Nintendo. So sometimes I have to remember where it is. They've just made it L. It might also be R. Okay, so there's one of my levels. Not too tough. Certainly too easy for where I have it right now in the sequence. Let's see. Let me see if there's another one that I thought was cool enough to show you guys. Let's see, Drybones Castle. That I just kind of made all these levels with a theme. That might be kind of fun. For the most part, I've not been making I've not been making insanely hard levels. Although I'll show you one I was experimenting with where I was trying to make a just ridiculously hard castle that was, or level that was still kind of playable. But, because I'm trying to make stuff that'll be fun for my family to play. Sarah's not a real hardcore Mario player. She's quite good at 3. Oh. As you might have witnessed when we did our Mario 3 playthrough several months back. Be good if I could beat my own courses, yeah? Keep forgetting those thwomps are there. Thwomp. But as I said, this is a game. Now see, I could wall jump there if I wasn't playing. If I hadn't made this a Mario World thing. But if memory serves, actually, I think I put something. Oh, that's right. That's right. See if that flower is still there. Oh yeah, it is. Wow, cool. There's some improvements that have been made to some of the programming with some of these earlier ones, some of these earlier games. Like, I don't think this was there before. All 4 of these sounds will sounds will sound farther away as you get farther away from them, even in Mario 1. I noticed that with shells, like, you know, you'll set off a shell and it'll start ricocheting against things over and over again, and if you get farther away from that, it sounds like it's farther away as opposed to just disappearing after a while. I don't think it did that in the NES. Might be mistaken. Okay, so there's a couple from the theme I'm working on. Oh, I'll show you the level Sarah made. This title, inspired by the AVGN Silver Surfer level, is by no means that difficult as that. But you do have to watch out, as you can tell my wife's level design. Oops. Forgot they were also on the left there. As you can tell immediately, my wife's level design is instantly more sophisticated than anything I've been working on. My wife is an architect. She was not nearly as enthusiastic. I mean, she's having a lot of fun with this game, but she wasn't nearly as excited and as enthused about this as me, just because she's been playing with level creators and things her whole life. That's the kind of thing she likes to do. And being an architect, she told me that what she does at work is not that far removed from this kind of thing. You can see this very professional looking, I think, very professional looking level that Sarah made. She put together, took her all of probably 12-15 minutes. That's one of the things that I really like about this game, is that it's just so easy to put a level together effortlessly, have this many elements. It also limits you on how many things you're allowed to use, just so that you don't go insanely crazy. And, you know, it's pretty liberal about the number, but I have already run into a couple of times where, like, I've used too many of the same block and I can't keep using that block, or used too many of an enemy. I put a whole bunch of fireballs, or fire plumes, I guess, the things that shoot out from the bottom, in a castle at one point, and it limited the amount that I was allowed to use, because I was putting a whole bunch after each other. Okay, I can't remember. Can I go down? Oh, Goombas! Yes! Yeah, take that, wife! But yeah, I really like that level. I think she did a great job with that. Okay, one more! I know we're well over an hour, but I'm having fun showing you guys stuff. Let's do one more, shall we? And I'm going to show you Thwompoons. This was inspired by a joke that my son and I had a couple months ago. We were playing. Okay, so this was a steep jump there. Or a wide jump rather. Oops. 8-bit thwomps. I mean, like, there's the thing I never thought I'd see. Jason and I were playing Mario Kart together, and we were playing Thwomp Ruins. It was Mario Kart Wii, and Jason, every time Jason said Thwomp Ruins, because, you know, he's little and certain consonants still don't, you know, sound perfect for him yet. So, so he said, every time he said Thwomp Ruins, it sounded like he said Thwompoons! And that became a repeated joke in our house for quite a while. So this is the Mario Kart Wii U, Mario Kart 8 inspired Thwompoons. I don't know if that jump is possible without getting hit. Maybe it is. But it's sure nice of that Bill Shooter to give me a mushroom. Thanks, me, for designing it that way. You can get some extra coins here if you wait for these thwomps. See, again, inspired by Thwomp Ruins, so I wanted some thwomps ruining some things. Here in Thwompoons. Thwompoons! Well, there is some Super Mario Maker. That might not be the only video I do on this game. Of course, really expansive, tons and tons of fun things you can do. I imagine there will be more fun levels that my wife and I will be making down the road, and I might invite a friend, either remotely or somebody locally, to play this with me, and we may do another video down the road. So I don't know if that's a thing that anybody wants to see, but I am having a lot of fun with this game, and I'm distracted by it and having a hard time working on stuff because I'm having so much fun playing it. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Sure appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed my my platforming hour / review of Super Mario Maker, and I'm Captain Logan, and I'll see you again very shortly.